morning, guys. YouTube people world, wherever, whoever. Welcome back. Half fast 719. See my bed. Car camping. Car camping went pretty smooth. Wasn't too hot. Wasn't too bad. Anyway, back in California, probably close to Barstow, California. Anyway, yeah, so basically just a rundown of what happened at work. We just worked. We built a switch. I loaded a bunch of ties with a backhoe on a dump truck and trailer, and just kept hauling them. Got about, I don't know, 10 or 12 hours of overtime. It's a long week. And, freeloader. We want a freeloader. Anyway, yeah, so, Sunday was our, what they call a curfew. And that's basically, they give us the track, because there's about 10 to 12 trains a day, and they give us a curfew where they either divert trains on different tracks or just hold up trains. So we had a 7-hour curfew that started at 11:30 in the morning. We started at 10:30, which we should have started at like, I don't know, 9, to go out there, prep, and do all this other weird stuff, all this little fine tuning of preparation and job briefing. But anyway, so we started at 10:30, and we started work on the clock at 10:30, and then we had our job brief and all kinds of other mumbo jumbo, and we got our curfew, and we weren't even ready. We weren't even ready to install it because we had to do about an hour to 2 hours worth of prep work that we should have done the day before. But anyway, yeah. So the only thing that's cool is because our normal start time 6, so from 6 to 10:30 was rest paid. So we got paid to sit in our cars or a hotel, whatever. And then from 10:30 to 4:30 was straight time. And then anything after 4:30 was all overtime. So we worked till about, I don't know, 8:30 that night. So we got like 4 hours of overtime, which, you know, we didn't even work overtime. I mean, we worked late, but it wasn't anything over 10 hours. We just worked basically 10 hours. But yeah, so it went kind of smooth. I don't know. I like to put my input in, and we have a little motto with the railroad. If you see something, say something. And oh boy, do I say something a lot. Anyway, I'm one of those guys. So I'm a backhoe operator and telling the foreman what to do. But anyway, not really telling him what to do, just giving him ideas like, hey, we should, the chain needs to go here because that equipment can't lift this, but he can drag it, and he should lift it from there so that it goes up, and then he can drag it instead of trying to lift it and drag the whole thing. But anyway, so, but the foreman's really cool. He does listen to a lot of my stuff, and it makes his job a lot smoother, I think. But anyway, and he's been a foreman for 20-something years. But anyway, he's a cool guy. I like the guy. I like everybody on the group. Really cool guys. The boss is really cool, and then our big boss, he's all right. He's just weird, like all big bosses are. They I was just out there on the track walking with him and another guy, and he's like, what do you want? Like, why are you bugging me? I'm just here just in case you need help, just checking it out. And he was using this tool. It's a level board. Basically, it checks the geometry of the track. And he's like, you know how to use this? I was like, yeah. And I was all, because you're using it wrong. He was using it backwards. So he was looking at reverse elevation. Anyway. So I was like, yeah, you're using it backwards. And then he was checking measurements and stuff with it. It checks measurements and then elevations and degrees and stuff. Anyway, I was like, yeah, you got it backwards. That's probably why you're not getting it animal on it. And he probably didn't calculate it or recalibrate it, I mean. So he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, let me see a tape measure, the Format tape measure, and pulled it out and then recalibrated it. And then I was like, all right, now you got to spin it around and then use this. So then he was like, what? And he's like, aren't you a truck driver? And I just said, aren't we all truck drivers? And he just looked at me like I was stupid. But anyway, yeah, he's a big boss and everybody's scared of the guy. I'm not scared of bosses. I don't care. But yeah, anyway, he's all right too. So he doesn't bother me any. But I guess he bothers a lot of people because he's, I don't know, I guess he's kind of like me in a way where he sees something, he says something, he jumps in. Like, I was loading ties on a trailer that we load an excavator on and haul it, and he comes and stops me. What are you doing? Do you know the weight of those ties? I was like, no. I said, 200 and something, 285 pounds. Let's call it 300 pounds a piece. 300 times 15, whatever that was. I can't remember. It was like 3,000 pounds or something. So, and he said that per bundle, it was 100 pounds or something like that. So anyway, he calculated it and said that I was hauling 31,200 pounds. And he goes, this trailer's not rated for that. And I was like, yeah, the excavator's 36,000 pounds, so it has to be rated for that. It has to be overrated for that because there's attachments for the excavator. We call it a crawler, so I have to pause and say excavator. But anyway, there's attachments, like we got a tie grabber, a bucket, and then a cribbing bucket for it. Cribbing bucket's real skinny. It gets between the ties. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, it has to be more than that because the excavator's 36,000 whatever. It was like 36,700 pounds. And so anyway, the guy who enters our time and does all of our time, keeps track of all of our pay, he was there, and he was the truck driver before me. He was a truck driver that hauled that equipment before me. And I was like, hey, what's the weight of this trailer? I can't find a tag, I can't find nothing. And he's like, I don't know, it's got to be, he thought it was 30,000 pounds. I was like, there's no way, the excavator's 36,000. He goes, oh, that's right. So I was like, because I'm not allowed to have a phone, but the boss can, and that call him a timekeeper. Anyway, he's allowed to have his phone. I was like, hey, can you call this manufacturer and get the actual rating? So he called, and yeah, it was a 60,000 pound trailer, so it was 20,000 per axle, triple axle, and load capacity was 49,000. So anyways, yeah. So because I didn't say, oh, it's, I didn't argue with the guy. I was just like, dude, I don't know. I'm assuming it can hold this much because it hauls an excavator. The excavator's 36,000 whatever pounds. And he was like, yeah, this is 31,000. So anyway, since I didn't argue with him and try telling him wrong, he was like, all right, cool, you guys are good. And I wrote it all over the trailer. 49,000 pound load capacity. But anyway, and then he bugged me another time. Anyway, that big boss guy, he was just filling me out, I guess. He was bugging me a couple times. Bugged me about backhoe and was like, hey, your tires are low. And I was like, well, the tires are at recommended pressure. These ties are just heavy. And he's like, yeah, you might not want to be loading them with the backhoe if they're too heavy for the backhoe. And I was like, dude, I don't know anything about the backhoe. I told him I just got the job for backhoe, and I never ran that John Deere style backhoe. It's a 310 something. And he's like, well, just read through your manual and check everything out. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. And he goes, but after you load these ties on the trailer. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, so you want me to read the capacity and all the other stuff of the backhoe after I overload it and break something? And he goes, yeah, it's the railroad way. I was like, okay, whatever. So I loaded some bundles, and then I read it, and it's not rated for what I was lifting. But anyway, yeah, I think it was rated for 3,600 pounds. And yeah, I don't know. And if those bundles of ties were 5,100 pounds, then 1,500 over. Anyway, probably get in trouble for filming BNSF since I work for Union Pacific. But anyway, I won't get in trouble. They don't care, I don't think. But anyway, so yeah, I'm heading home. It was a good week. Yesterday was really windy, 30 to 60 mile an hour winds. And yeah, we worked in it. We had to finish all of our grading for the track and do all the other stuff for the switch. But anyway, it's all terminology that whatever. Anyway, we had to surface it, tamp it, regulate it, surface it, line it, and then clean out everything with rock, because the rock was everywhere. But anyway, so now I'm heading home. I should be home in 2 hours. Hopefully, it's fast for you guys, but man, it's a pain in the butt for me. I can't do this drive too much longer. I have to stop and sleep. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go home, do some laundry, and I don't have too much planned for this week. I do want to take you guys for a ride in the truck, in the kids' truck, go drive it, and I got some stock, some round stock, aluminum round stock, because the exhaust brake is missing the back piece, and I contacted BD Diesel to see if they'll sell just the piece, and they said, oh yeah, we sell all the pieces. They're from Canada. Yeah, we sell all the pieces, blah, blah, blah. Here's a build sheet of all the stuff. You can order the parts and this and this. Well, the cylinder is only one part number, and of course it's $400 and something. And I was like, well, I can't just get the backing plate. He goes, no, they're all machined to each other. Or whatever. I was like, okay. So I told my kid, and he's like, man, $400. So I was like, well, we got a lathe and a mill. Let me buy some aluminum round stock. So he got me some measurements off of the cylinder on the exhaust brake, and he said 3 1/4 inches roughly was outside dimension, and the screws that go into it that come up the cylinder, up the walls, he said they're about 5/16 up from the bottom. So I ordered some 3 1/2 inch round by 1 inch tall. I ordered 5 of them, 5 aluminum round stock, and yeah, I think I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna try it out, I guess. I don't really know. So I'm gonna try to machine one, make my own to specs, put an O-ring on it, because they can't even show me what it looks like internally. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know if it's just a flat plate. I have no clue. So I'm gonna take the cylinder off, and I'm gonna see what the top one looks like, and go from there. But yeah, so, but I won't be getting that round stock until Saturday, so Saturday afternoon. So I probably won't be doing anything with that this off cycle. And I did order a dash cam for the Audi, but it's not for the Audi. They make one for the Audi, but read a bunch of reviews. They said it's pretty bad, low quality. And it plugs all in like factory unit. It's like $400 or $700 on there. But anyway, so I ordered just a regular dash cam because I almost T-boned about 4 people on Monday. Just people in New Mexico, man. They just don't know how to drive. They just, you'll be doing 60, 65, and they just go like this, boop, and they cut across all lanes, and you're like, whoa, man. So they don't look, they don't do anything. I pulled up next to some guy, and I was like yelling at him out the window, and he just kept looking straight ahead, and I'm just like, a bunch of idiots. But anyway, so I'm gonna get a dash cam because it's only a matter of time before I T-bone somebody, or someone just, like, even when you're just driving, 2 cars, they just cut over. They don't use their turn signal. They don't look over their shoulder. They don't look in their mirrors. Like, you don't see their head move at all. They just forward, and then they just whoop, just move over. But anyway, I'm just like, man, these New Mexico people are just dumb. And then they're telling me, California people, you're dumb because you use your blinkers and you look in your mirrors. I think Californians are just used to being afraid of being sued because you can't even, merge over. If you cut someone off, they'll somehow hit you or something and you get sued. So I think that's why California is the way people think. The BNSF rail truck. Anyway. But yeah, so I got a dash cam coming in, but it won't be here till Tuesday, so I can't do that. So I might just get bored and I might just sand the kid's truck down. Go for a drive and just sand it all down, because I don't know. I don't want that truck that ugly. I might just sand it all down and prime it white. Maybe do some body work here and there. Who knows? I also, if it gets cool, because it's supposed to be cool this cycle, I'm probably going to be doing some yard work, because I need to do a lot of yard work. So, yeah. I don't know. Got a lot to do. And then sell my house, move to Montana, or Florida, or Texas. And if you know why, you know why. Anyway. Oh, by the way, our our company mandated the thing, so I have until the 23rd of November to get the thing in me. So whatever, I don't really want it. It's like I was telling my brother-in-law, it's like it's like hitting your finger with a hammer. It's bound to happen. Do you need it to happen? No. Do you want it to happen? No. But it'll happen and you'll just have to accept it. But I don't know. I don't feel I need it. I think I'm healthy. Pretty sure I'm pretty healthy. And my natural immune system is what it is. And hasn't led me astray yet. But anyway. Alright guys, that's it. Getting on 20 minutes. Gotta go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, do what you guys do. 159,000 miles. This little drive round trip, I'm at 1,789 miles already. Whew. It's like a 2,000 mile almost round trip. Twice a month. 2,000 miles. Alright, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, do what you guys do. Later.